I'm Kevin Coleman with the Saddle Post, and you guys have some concerns about sort of money that's sort of floating in the ether that's been sort of lost. Can you introduce yourselves?
Jim Hatfield, president of the Ross County Trustee Association.
And what township are you?
I represent, I'm a president also in Jefferson Township.
Okay.
Barry Bennett, I'm president of Green Township Trustees.
And Jim, you found some money that's not really going anywhere.
Well, yes, it's going to the county general fund. Back in 1979, there was a tax that was suggested by those setting commissioners at that time to put a 0.5% piggyback tax, which represents the 0.5% that we pay on goods that we buy here locally. That failed, so they called in the Trustee Association to support this in '79, and it passed unanimously with the support of the trustees. But it had a formula that would give certain entities, the county engineer 50%, 10 to 15 to 12% to the townships, and 2% to the health district. Well, down through the years, they have discontinued this without the notification of the Trustee Association, which had helped pass this. In the resolution that was made, there were supposed to have been 2 public hearings if there was any change in it, which never occurred, that we found out. So we're resubmitting this to the commissioners to negotiate or to go back to the formula that this resolution was voted on back in '79, which has been changed. So we're asking, since we don't get any more and we've lost revenue, so we're asking them to go back to re-look at this, to give the allocations that was required at that time.
So it sounds like the commissioners at the time may have counseled this out maybe 2004?
That's, as far as we can tell from the county engineer, it happened in 2004 where this allocations were changed and done away with that sent money to the townships without the 2 public hearings that was required at the original onset of this resolution.
So this is a piggyback tax. What was it piggybacked onto?
It was piggybacked on the 7% years ago that we paid for any merchandise was bought. So it's the other 0.5% that we pay on the purchases when you buy locally.
So that 7%, did that go to the state or the county?
County. It was 7% to the county, plus the 0.5% that we voted on what they call piggyback, where they put it on top of the 7% that was already there. So they did. It was just a name,
addition.
Just a name. So they called it piggyback. So they put it in addition to us.
Okay. So this has been going. This 0.5% has been going into the county coffers, and since about 2004, no one's really paid attention to it.
Right.
So is the county relying on this as part of their income, part of the revenue?
As I presented in there, the county had put it in. I don't think that was what they need. Now they're getting additional income. So at this point, they've got more revenue by other sources, solar farms, casino money, $1 million a year of casino money they've got since 2012 yearly. The solar farms, 3 solar farms are going to probably bring in another $1 million a year.
At least.
And, you know, they've had the $14 million ARPA money that they didn't distribute back to the townships or county engineer. So we're asking them to re-enter into a conversation to get where we can get this tax, which was originally designed to be appropriated as originally designed, or somewhat, and make an agreement.
And the commissioners were more than happy to hear you out and agree to...
Let's remember too, we're talking about roads and culverts and maintenance, and which the expense is going through the roof. Okay,
Costs have
that's
increased.
what we're talking about, yeah.
Townships are getting less money.
Less.
Commission, the county is good with money.
Yes,
So.
yes, and that's our concern. That as the cost of road maintenance and everything concerned to it has increased and increased over the years, and that fund has never increased or dissipated. So
What's the timeline from here?
I'm to let them know when I can get the president of all 16 townships together for a meeting with them.
Yeah.
You said there's a township association meeting in April, so you want to do this before then.
They want to do that before then, so I'm going to try to make that happen.
So do you think you might get some money freed up to start working this year?
I don't know what that timeline will be. We're always hopeful.
I don't think we can say that, you know.
No, but we're hoping that it will be included in their next year's budget to be allocated. As
But if that would work out, we'd say yay,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, and you heard me in there. I was laughing about the 149 for the last,
Yeah.
well, back as
That's
far as
divided by
Jeff
six.
could remember, our auditor, you know, he could.
And that's the $149.5 thousand or $149,000 that the county gives to 16 townships.
Yes,
Yeah,
provided in the
mileage.
16 townships.
Yeah, yeah.
Which,
Based on their mileage.
which doesn't
Roads.
come out to much.
No, it's pretty obvious. That you don't do much road work with that.
Yeah. All right, any other thoughts on this issue?
No?
Well, I just still want to say what I said in there. I appreciate Charlie Hortman. He's been great to the trustees, and so is the commissioners. You know, we can come in here and talk to them at least.
Yeah.
And Mr. Everson said that he felt good roads is an important part of
Yes,
tourism.
Absolutely it is.
yes. So-
People aren't going to drive around if they can't drive around.
You know, in Green Township, we have employees, but what we try to do as trustees is do some of the tasks so the employees can do some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
So even though we have employees, there is plenty to do. And for Jim, my goodness, you know,
Snow plowing at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, that's car on an old 83-year-old man.
Well, I know I appreciate your dedication, hands-on. Lucky to a position.
I'm just junior to him. I'm an old trustee also, so we, you know, it's a good thing. I mean, it is. We want to do the right thing, and
All right.
I know Jim's that way too.
And while we're here, how is the county EMS situation?
Slow moving.
Slow.
But it is moving.
Yes,
Yes.
it is. It is moving. Yes, there is improvements. I knew this would probably take some time, but forward's better than standing still. Whether it's slow,
Yes.
it's moving forward.
Any guess of a timeline for that?
I have no idea. It was a long time in dysfunction, so
Jim
I'd
and
say-
I started working on that when, Jim,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
it's been.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah, it has.
And, but we were, there is some movement. The EMS system as a whole is got better. It needs to be much better. But we're moving slowly.
What would be the next step?
For our 4 townships, and I talked to Barry about that, Springfield, Franklin, and Liberty, and us are trying to get together to form our little, we're going to try to do it first day
Yes,
crew.
yes.
Just a day crew out of them 4 townships. Hopefully, you know, we can move from there. So baby steps this time. So that's the way you take baby steps, you don't fall as easy.
Yeah, I ran EMS for years, and in Green Township, we passed a 4-meal levy to get 24/7 coverage, and the residents of Green Township passed those 4 meals. That's pretty incredible, you know. And there were other meals too on there, you know, in the beginning. So we're 24/7 now, but it's because of the township, the residents in Green Township.
Yeah.
All right.
That's about all I got to add. We're just hoping. I'm always trying to look for something that would improve our county's township association.
And thanks a lot for your time.
Yeah. Thank you for coming.
And thank you for yours.